I'm Grant, or otherwise known as Hair Commandant on Flickr, and
I'm MJ Bricks from Flickr, or just MJ. Doesn't really matter.
all right. So this is the Battle of Narva. It actually takes place in Narva, Estonia, late 1944. What we were trying to do with this build is sort of create something that was unique. We know that people sort of stick with Stalingrad or Leningrad, things like that. Or they'll go back and do sort of like U.S. Battle of the Bulge, sort of very common. We wanted to take it to like a different level, different terrain, so we figured, hey, let's do a river in a country that isn't as well known, you know what I mean, sort of stuff like that. We figured that we would contact someone newer, so we went through TMC for all of our figures for this, which is fantastic. They supplied every single one of them. And then for the historical aspect, so this is something that's very different than generic Germans. What you're getting at here is very specifically the 20th Waffen-SS Estonia and SS Nederland. So none of these people in this battle are actually German. They're all people who are native to the land and from other countries within Europe that joined up the German cause. So the most important part about these Estonians is the fact that just days before the battle that we're portraying, the Russians actually leveled their home city. So the numbers of volunteers from Estonia actually tripled. So everybody came and decided that they wanted to fight for the Germans. And we just felt that that was so unique that we almost wanted to honor and portray it in the battle that's here. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a really fascinating historical backdrop there. Very cool. Thank you. So if you want to start off by then kind of taking us through the build and showing some of the parts of the build here.
Yeah, sure. So on this side, me and Grant, we have a Skype, and I was kind of last minute. He did this part of the river here, and he's like, hey, we're short on builders. Can you match up this plate and build this little section? I was like, all right. So I put this little plate together in like half an hour, and I supplied the vehicles as well. I built the KV-1 over there, and the Martyr 2, and then this Pack 36. And the Martyr 2 wasn't finished, and we couldn't find any of those, the 1x2x2 slopes in dark bluish gray, and we searched for like 45 minutes and couldn't find anything, so we decided to replace them with white and try a little camo on it. I thought it looked pretty good.
Very cool. So then, Grant, if you want to talk about the build you did?
Absolutely. So I did the bridge. The bridge is actually based on a few of the photos that we saw in the shallower ends. We decided we would ruin it. We actually used a lot of alt bricks parts on the inside of it because we felt that was slightly more detailed than Lego. So that worked out quite well with craters and all that, the fallen bridge in the water. I think the tiles are the most helpful section of that, the fact that you can sort of position the rubble within it as opposed to just laying it on top and such like that. Onto the figures specifically, I think our favorite part about these is the fact that they're detailed down to the patches on the collar tabs as well as the arms. So TMC was nice enough to actually go into so much detail as to get the unit markings, and then we varied them based on rank, weapon, and so on. So almost all of these figures are actually 100% unique. There may be a few duplicates here and there, but I think that was a really nice portion of the build that added to the detail for us.
I love this portion right here. It kind of has the foxholes, trenches type of thing going on. Kind of talk about how you achieved that with building up the kind of platform there up from the river.
Yeah, absolutely. So the river obviously sort of starts like the other sloping portions over here. So we use larger wedge plates and sort of move it into smaller ones. You start to vary in color, so you add brown, white, things like that. Want to make sure the terrain is very detailed. For the craters here, we were looking for something black. We wanted that charred earth look, and that contrasts really nicely with all of the wedges that go around it. For the foxholes, we use like headlamp bricks, things like that, all sorts of modified bricks with studs to achieve the angles within it. So all of those use a different one to achieve, obviously, the individual angles, and then we'll match the individual angles to the wedge plates that are on top of that. So we felt that gives every trench an almost unique look. And then obviously they're blended with sand. Some of them actually aren't blended with sand, so we wanted to get that. So every one of them is unique as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really impressive. So how does this build kind of break down into sections then? Different base plates?
Yeah, so each one is a 32 by 32 base plate.
Yeah, so they all come apart like right down the middle of the water and then right at the edge of kind of the land when it reaches its peak up here. And so it's just 3 sections of 32 by 32 base plates.
Perfect. Well, I think the build came out really great, and I appreciate you guys talking with me about it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you so much.